Good morning to one and all. Today we are speaking on a topic very much relevant to the students of law. That is how to become a teacher or how to become a law professor in India. Now, first, let me say my thanks to the LJRF, that is Law and Justice Research Foundation, Lawexams. My wishes to the LJRF Foundation, who are doing a wonderful job in motivating the students in the various options that is available in law, either for the NET exams or for teaching or for their writing skills. I occasionally get a chance to attend the meetings of the LJRF, being a part of the foundation. And I find that all the chapters, that is the Ernakulam, Thiruvananthapuram, Calicut, and also the centers which are catering to this TDP, they are doing a wonderful job. And I find that all the members, especially the reins being held by our dear sir Safi Mohan and Tejas Purushothaman, who are guiding the students very well. And the convener of this program, Nilima Nair, Pooja Mol, and Jisha, who welcomed me, and the other participants, teachers of various law colleges, Miss Navami, Neetu, Kiran Shekhar, Raniel, and Santi, and other participants who have joined in this webinar. I'm really privileged and also honored to talk to an elite group of students or teachers who are very much interested, who are motivated to become a teacher or to opt for a career in law with teaching as their option. Now, without going into the frills and things of this program, I will directly plunge into the program. And as introduced by Anunanda, I have a pretty number of teaching experience, and I worked as in various positions. And I feel that any other profession that is very gratifying, up and above any other profession, the most gratifying noble profession is teaching, and especially teaching law, because you are teaching a group of students who are going to become the cream of the society, that is, who are going to deliver the law and justice to the society. And I feel that law and justice is something which everybody should get. And as a teacher and as a lawyer, they are catering to the needs of the society by giving justice and awareness among the public. Now, at the outset, the beginning, or at the outset, let me make it crystal clear that teaching as a profession among law students is not very high in their pecking order of choices of a career. But having said that, let me disabuse my esteemed audience about the misconceptions, the fallacies, the myths that abound the teaching profession. You must have heard what George Bernard Shaw once said, that is, when he, sardonically remarked that he who can does and he who cannot teaches. He who can does and he who cannot teaches. He said that doubtless with a tongue in his cheek. Now, again, there is a sarcastic, axiom, branded, which is always handled about by our lawyers. That is contemptuous of the teaching profession. The best lawyer practice. The second best become teachers, and the residue become judges. See, this is not something which I am saying, which is available everywhere. The best, this is what the profession says. The best lawyer practice. The second best become teachers, and the residue become judges. We will discuss about the pros and cons of this statement later. Before that, I want to put you into a track as to how to choose your career. See, to know what to do and what to become in your life. That is the basic step, is to know yourself. See, everybody has to know what he wants to become, what is his ambition, what is his aim in life. So the first step is you should know yourself. And knowing yourself will help you in determining your areas of interest. See, career planning is just like a chess game. You all know how a chess is being played. So it's like a chess game, how to choose your career. Now, each and every step is very important. Career planning can guide you into that's want to do or what you want to do in your life. And start preparing. See, as early as possible. From day one. See, when you have chosen law as your subject, or when you have joined a law college as a student, from the first semester itself, you start planning your career. So from day one, you should aim at what you want to do for. So see here, as a student of law, there are many options available for a student. That is, he can practice as a lawyer, he can opt for teaching, he can go to judiciary, and he can also work in a corporate office, he can work in banks, public sector undertakings, he can write civil services exam, he can go into army, and umpteen number of government offices. So these are the options that is available for a student of law is umpteen. But today, I am going to talk about the teaching option as a career in law. So I am identifying only one particular career, that is teaching. So as I said earlier, knowing yourself means where you are now, where you want to be, and what are your areas of interest. See, this is very important as to what are your areas of interest and what you want to be. See, this, you put it into a column, your strength, your weaknesses. See, this helps to sort out the preferences which is available before you. Now, this leads to choosing the right option after making a detailed planning and put your plans into action. So for this, gather all the available knowledge, all the available information, and start preparing to reach that goal. So this is very important. Identify yourself, know yourself, and what you want to do in future. So this will help you to reach your goal and to help to strengthen your interest in the areas you want to become. And coming to the point, teaching as a career. See, being a teacher is not an easy task. Teacher is a person who teaches you what is good, what is bad. See, she or he is like a candle in the absence of light. That is showing the way, the light that kindles you. It is a beacon of light that gives us brightness in the path that is the career of a student. As I said earlier, teaching is not an easy object. Now, getting the job of a teacher is also, but in our days it was not easy. But today it is much more easier. Now that the options available for teaching is also better. If you work for it, it is not very hard to get. And for this, you have to be brilliant, you have to be smart, you have to be bright. And it is, of course, nowadays, teaching is an attractive career with a handsome salary, and a teacher, as you all know, plays a very important role in spreading legal education in India. As I said, ignorance of law is not an excuse. So every citizen in India is bound to know the law existing in India. So whether you want to become a lawyer, whether you want to become a teacher, or whether you want to do social justice in the society, anywhere, knowing law is very important. So first you acquire the degree in law or acquire an awareness in law, then choose your career. Now, as a teacher, you start to value both tradition and innovation. See, this is very challenging and what do you call a noble profession. See, being a part of it is very rewarding. Seeing a student learning, and it is not less rewarded, and make them understand what you're teaching is also not less than a challenger. So I feel that teachers all over the world is shaping the students to become a bright one. Teaching makes you a good human being, and every teacher has a special and a greater moment and satisfaction in seeing a student's what do you call, if you put it in the bracket, that light bulb moment. When you see the students, when you're teaching something and she grasps that particular theory or subject you are explaining, the satisfaction you get is something immense. And for that, as a teacher, you have to work hard. You have to acquire knowledge. So teaching is actually an art. As I said, to someone, something is not what anyone can do. Teaching is an art, and this art cannot be done by everybody. So explaining to someone something is not what everyone can do. It is an art. For that, you have to acquire knowledge, and you have to acquire good narrative skills, good communication skills, and problem solving skills. So getting job as a law teacher, as I said, is not easy unless you acquire these skills. And he or she should not only be brilliant, smart, and bright. There is another important aspect which is very essential for a teacher. That is, the teacher should be passionate about teaching. Teaching should be his first priority. He should have a passion to teach. Suppose, since he did not get job anywhere, I joined law college as a teacher. See, that is not a good option, because unless you have that craving, that sincerity, that dedication to take teaching as a career, you should join teaching. Because the pleasure that you get out of it is immense only when you have that passion in you to teach. See, I can give you one example. Suppose you are teaching the subject of tort or environmental law, and you want to explain the various principles or doctrines which has developed over the years, the jurisprudence, the legal theory. Then suppose you want to explain what is strict liability and how it came into absolute liability. You refer to the different cases. What was the exceptions which are available under strict liability? And what was the case? What was the jurisprudence involved in Ryland versus Fletcher? And how it came to absolute liability in Gopal Gas tragedy case? See the pleasure you get when you travel with the students by explaining the theories. It is immense. But for this, a teacher has to work hard. And as you know, in our days, lecture method was the only method by which we could communicate with the students. And there were around 100 to 120 students in a class without any mic. We had to teach the students with our voice. That is, it has to reach the whole class. But now we have mic system, we have PowerPoint presentations, you have other skills wherein you can invite a guest by showing him on the screen. You can invite a guest to take a particular principle. There are so many methods now available. But earlier, we had only one particular method, that is the traditional method of lecture method. And we also used to use case method, discussion method, debate method. I still remember when I was teaching environmental law, I used to put the students into groups and make them, that is a role play, to explain public hearing, the impact assessment, how it is being done, etc. So the innovative methods, the teacher has to select innovative methods to motivate and also to explain a particular theory to the student. So here, the level of satisfaction, see, I wanted to explain you the level of satisfaction you get out of teaching law. See, it is much more than a lawyer. Maybe I might be wrong. That is the satisfaction a lawyer gets while arguing a case, winning a case. That might be his personal satisfaction. But the satisfaction which a teacher gets is something more than a lawyer. And teaching law is now an attractive career. And as you know, since the UGC has come out with a good pay packet, the salary is also very good. But as I said earlier, this requires a lot of homework, effort on the part of the teacher. Because when you teach someone, you yourself need to learn and make your knowledge more stronger. It helps you to interact with the new generation, which will help you in learning new ways and techniques. For this, while you are a student, acquire skills in writing articles, editorials, participate in moot court competitions, debate, discussions, seminars. All these helps in improving the writing as well as the speaking skills. And as you know, communication is very important. The language, since our acts, our text, our medium of instruction is English, good communicative English in English is very essential for a teacher to take a class. So improve your language skills. Improve, because when you stutter for words, the right word, and especially when teaching law, you have to use the right word. And if you have the right word with you, you don't have to go for longer, complicated sentences. See, when you are taking a class in contract, you say consensus addendum. See, that particular word is proves what all ingredients are necessary for a contract. So you don't have to further explain what is a contract and what is consensus addendum. Because see, these are all simple tips which a teacher has to do before taking a class. So while being a student also, indulge in teaching, internship, then programs, it will benefit you to learn the skills of a teacher. See, as I have put before you, the what do you call the advantages or the merits of a teacher. See, as I told you in the beginning, there are certain misconceptions. See, that is contrary to the conventional notions that a teacher leads a hand-to-mouth existence and is barely able to keep the wolves away from his door. A modern-day law teacher gets a very handsome salary thanks to the UGC scales, and also awareness among the administration that good teachers ought to be paid well. The quality teaching or good teaching requires good payment, and if you don't pay well, the quality might come down. So it is very necessary that the higher education makes it clear that the professional teaching requires a well-paid salary. And the realization has what you call dawned that if you give peanuts, you will get only monkeys. So you have to pay well. If you don't pay well, the quality comes down. So a teacher in a law school gets almost a good salary, more than a bank officer, more than a civil servant, and also an army officer. So they should be paid well, and unless they are paid well, their quality might come down. That is the cream of the society, or the cream of the law students should come for teaching. Then only the next generation, you can build the next generation or the future students of law. Second point I want to highlight is teaching is considered a noble profession. It is a teacher who molds. It is the teacher who nurtures and brings out the potential in a student. That is, the teacher is able to spot talent, innate, even in a shy, a reticent, a diffident student, and enables him to overcome all these impediments and helps him to excel as a lawyer and also a judge. You must all have heard about once Prophet Muhammad is reported to have remarked that the ink of a scholar is more precious than the blood of a soldier. You must all have heard about this. See, our own Indian tradition is replete with countless reference to the Gurukul system and how the Guru was venerated, honored, and revered by everyone in a society. See, even kings in olden days, they bowed before a Guru, and the latter's word was command binding on the ruler of a kingdom. See, that is the status a teacher gets in a society. That is a traditional, he or she is revered. And the third point I want to tell you is, at a time when there is a rat race in our society for corporate jobs with lucrative benefits, including huge, mind-boggling salaries, swanky houses, they pay high, luxurious lifestyle. Now, the best need not necessarily hanker for pelf and material benefits. See, the field is here clear for those who are not enamored of a life that entails a stressful, tense, and anxiety-ridden life. So jet setting is fine, but not at the expenses of a happy family life. See, after all, we all look for the quantity of the life, or sorry, the quality of the life we lead, rather than the more importance being given to the standard of living. You give importance to the quality of life. So, if you go for corporate jobs, there is stress. Money cannot bring you happiness. The teaching, the happiness, as I told you, the happiness that you get, or the pleasure that you get when you talk to a group of students and see the students grasping that particular theory, and they coming out and helping you to understand. That is, you teachers are helping them to understand that and allowing them to lead a good life. See, that pleasure you will not get in any other job. Now, after having administered or given you a look into the intellectual, social, spiritual, and economic aspects of this once condescendingly looked upon profession. See, I can also take you to what do you call, I want to explain to you the qualities that are imperative in a teacher, which is very essential in a teacher. See, there is a Latin saying, poeta nascitur orator fit. Poeta nascitur orator fit. That is, a poet is born, not made. A poet is born, he is not made. An orator is trained. So likewise, a teacher is born with a proclivity for the occasion. He is a person who loves to acquire knowledge and loves even more to disseminate it, to share that knowledge with his students. So that quality is very important. Acquiring knowledge and disseminating it with the students. And second quality is, a teacher should have oodles of patience. He should be very tolerant. He should be patient. Even if the students shout, he should be at ease. Listen to them. So at times it is very difficult to acquire this particular trait, but patience, this job requires patience. This job requires tolerance, because after all, the persons who are standing before you are students. A teacher should be patient and tolerant, and he should never be hesitant to repeat an explanation. Whenever the teachers ask for a teacher, I didn't understand, you should be ready to repeat that explanation and see that they understand that particular principle. And he should be satisfied and gratified only if all the students, not only the above average students, even those students below the average, nods his head in understanding. He should be able to satisfy all kind of students, the brilliant students, average student, as well as the below average student. And the third quality is, a teacher should love the subject he is teaching. See, this is very important. The subject you are teaching, that is, not only love the students, he should empathize the students, he empathize with the students, and also love. See, you should understand that you are also once a student. So you should always identify yourself in their shoes while you were a student. See, we all know that a teacher cannot hold what do you call, the attention of a student for more than 25 minutes or 20 or 25 minutes. And each minute you spend over this benchmark is a tribute, a testimony of your success. So it is also scientifically proved that you can grab the attention of a particular person only for 20 to 25 minutes. Suppose we are able to grasp their attention or make them sit in your class more than that time, see, it is a success. If a student says, I want to sit in that teacher's class, particular teacher class, or I want to listen to her or his class, see, that is actually getting a medal as far as that teacher is concerned. And we all know Muhammad Ali once said why he retired earlier. When he was in the peak or pinnacle of his success, he replied very, what do you call, presciently, I should quit when people ask me why and not why not. So you should leave the class when the students are happy. You should not continue the class when the students are what do you call, restless, and they are not able to listen to you. So a teacher should always be very intelligent to understand that is the signs of fatigue in the student's eyes. He should stop, and also sometimes he has to take the role of what do you call, a parent. He should crack a joke. He should also digress into the social topics or the headlines that is available in that particular day newspaper. He should also be able to allow the students to speak, allow them to speak as to the importance of those social topics, speak to them as equals, and also inquire about their personal lives. Once in a while, call them to your staff room, inquire about their personal lives, their families. See, these are all small things which count a lot as a teacher. And as I told earlier, above all this, knowledge is very important, and he should be ready to acquire more knowledge than his student. And we all say that respect is commanded, not demanded. So a knowledgeable teacher does not have to shout at his students, or he does not have to plead to sit in his class. So it comes spontaneously from the students if the teacher is able to disseminate the knowledge to his students. And another important thing I want to share with you is always praise a student liberally. Whenever he is active, whenever he gives a good answer, or whenever he is proactive, be there to praise him and praise him in public. And when you want to reprimand, don't do it in public. Always call him to your staff room and reprimand him privately. So don't be skimpy about compliments. Praise lavishly, and never criticize or destroy a student's morale. And to conclude, I want to tell you, teaching is a joy for the genuine imparter and receiver of knowledge. The glow of understanding and realization on a student's continence is priceless, ineffable, and a teacher's gift of God. I wish you all a happy odyssey on your journey to become a true teacher. And one thing I want to tell you is, remember, a good teacher teaches, a better teacher demonstrates, and a great teacher inspires. So a great teacher is the happiest when his students surpass him. And I want to once again underline and say, a teacher's profession is the only profession wherein he rejoices in his students' successes. So It is actually, it's not an, an exaggeration. Only a teacher can admire his students' excellent performance. No other, profession will enjoy or rejoice at the other person's coming up high. So once more, some of the traits required: have deep passion for knowledge, deep interest in the law subject, sound understanding of the subject, creativity and innovation in teaching and training, desire to learn new concepts, excellent communication skills, depth of research and creative skills, problem solving ability, and above all, time management. See, these are some of the qualities which you have to instill in your life after becoming a teacher.
The different news reported in Hindu, which I consider it has a constitutional importance. And the second issue reported by this Hindu, which is, I think, is a constitutional